Hey everyone, we have some pretty cool updates at P4P I want to walk you through them very quickly. The first thing you're going to have is a new metric on the monthly metrics for clocked hours. It's going to say 0 across the board and have a flat line. In order to refresh that, remember, just go up here, go to your manage snapshots, choose the months you'd like to select, which typically is going to be all the way back until beginning of the year or when you got started using the software, and then just click update. It'll take a couple seconds here to process, and then it'll actually have those snapshots ready to go. And when you go back to the homepage, these will fill back in. So if this is flatlined, you will need to manage your snapshots and refresh that. The next thing we've done is added a 3D notification for attendance, callouts, etc., for both the employees and the manager. And so, as always, you're going to see your 3D notifications pop up right here. And you're going to have breakdown of the monthly metrics of how many callouts, how many people were late, how many people did not show. But then also for the employee side of things, you can see under the 3D notification settings, there is a new 3D notification called your attendance report for last month is ready. And this is going to be sent out at the beginning of each month, typically around the 4th, and it's going to summarize the last month's attendance record for the employee. Just like this. It's going to say, here's your attendance report from last month. It's going to show the number of days they were late, the number of callouts, and the number of no-shows. Again, all of that is kept track of either at the time card level. When you're creating a time card, you can make sure that they are marked as late. So if I go back here to a day where there's now already a time card existing, I can just mark them as late right here, and that would mark the date. Also, I can go into the individual users, go edit them, and at the bottom here, add in a day that they were, if I didn't do it on the time card, I can make them late, but I can also have marked dates for being a no-show or a call-out. So you'll want to make sure you do this if you're going to have use the late no-show and call-out inside of P4P if you're going to use this 3D notification. So now your employees will be able to get this every single month and showing exactly what their attendance report is. And if you're doing profit sharing, this is the first step we're taking towards profit sharing, because this is ultimately what's going to be used down the road when you start setting up parameters of what your profit sharing is and how often it is. It's going to start using this information. And so, as you all know, we typically do profit sharing, and the team member can lose profit sharing if they have a late call out or a no-show. So that's really exciting update as well. We also added on several different places throughout the entire software explanation of the exact equations being used. So if I go back into my time cards, the one we saw people getting confused about the most was on payrolls. So let me go back to that date that I just opened up here. And if I scroll to my payrolls, I've already ran my P4P for this day. We've added these little icons in here that explain exactly what this is. So especially when it came to project working pay and things around the project where we are tracking their base pay for the first few days of a multi-day job, we do need to keep track of that somewhere on every single day. So this explains what those are in a little more detail now, just so there's not as much confusion. We've also allowed for a couple more flexibility around adding in employees on additional rates. So if you're adding an additional rate, you can now add number of crew members in on that additional hourly rate instead of having to do it separately for every single employee. It's kind of basically mimicking what we already have right here in the additional hourly rate column. I know a lot of people do not use this, but if you do, I know it's super helpful to not have to break this out separately and manually between time cards. So that's it for the update for today. Lots of really cool stuff coming down the pipe, and then we'll be working on the Copilot integration in August. So looking forward to it.